Hi all the happy people out there, welcome to the video. My name is Rosalie and I'm a forest student. So I thought of making a video. I thought it would be fun because from what I know there aren't many videos like this. So I thought, well, I have a go at it. So today I want to take you out to two nature reserves just to the north of Växjö. And Växjö is in, well, basically in the heart of southern Sweden. So I'll fill you in a bit briefly on what a nature reserve is. It's an area protected by laws because the area is important to wildlife, plants, humans, but also it's protected because it has an interesting, well, not geography, but geology. So, where we are right now, we are at Everedals Nature Reserve. It's about 4.7 hectares, which is about 12 acres. Now, what's interesting about this reserve is that it has an Esker. We are basically standing at the edge of an Esker. And this path right up here, it goes on top of the Esker. Now, what the Esker is that it is a ridge formed from glacial meltwater deposits when the latest ice age glacier retreated about 10,000 years ago. So as we can see here, I can show you a bit better. See if that shows up. As you guys can see, this is the glacier and this is the meltwater river, you can say, and this is where all the big rocks and small rocks come out of. So first it carried the big rocks, so big rocks, and then on top of that it dropped the small rocks. And so what you end up with is basically this. Big rocks at the bottom and smaller material at the top. And this is how high it was, but that has eroded from wind, rain, etc. So right now we're standing right here. Behind us is the little pond, little lake you saw earlier, and to the left of me there's the road, you can probably hear it, and just right in front of me is the Esker, and there's a trail going right on top of it, and that's what we're gonna follow now. So guys, I just want to make a little stop and just show you this tree species. I thought it would be fun for you guys to learn something. For those of you who don't know, this is a beach. No, not a beach with sand and waves, but a tree. And yeah, this is what it looks like, basically, with these kind of leaves. So guys, this is a big old spruce, and right next to it we have another beech, and next to that we have an oak, and just right beneath tiny little, maybe you can see it by the leaves, you recognize this as maple. So this is a pine, an old one, and just over here we have small birch. So I just made a quick stop to show you this. This is very characteristic or very specific for an Esker, and that is that all the stones you find in an Esker are rounded. There is not a single sharp edge on the stones, and that is because they have tumbled through and hit each other on the way through the Icial meltwater river, you can say. So that's why they all look like this. I just wanted to explain really quickly to why, well, much of the trees and bushes look dead. And that's because it's been extremely dry here in Sweden for the past 2-3 months, and just last week it started to rain properly, so it's all dead, and that's why it looks like this for, well, most part of the trail. The last tree species I want to show you here is this one, and it's called, well, it has many different names. It has salix, willow, sallow, well, yeah, but the Latin name is salix. So this is what it looks like. So guys, that was it for Everåsåsens nature reserve, and now we're gonna head over to the next one. So guys, now we arrived to the second nature reserve. This is Kronobergs nature reserve, and it's a bit further up north than the other one, and it's a bit bigger. It's about 11 hectares, and that's about 27 acres. And at the end of the year, this nature reserve is going to get bigger. More water area is going to be reserved, and yeah. So what's special about this reserve is that it has old cultivated fields, and it has old untouched forests, and it has an old grave field. So that's what we're gonna check out now. So guys, we have arrived to this area, and as you can see, there's a lot of stone piles scattered around the area. Back there is one, and there's a few more right over there, and there's one, and there's a big one right here. Back in the days, if you wanted to grow crops, you had to remove all the stones. So this is what they did. What are you going to do with all the stones? Well, you throw them on a big pile, and some of the stones, as you can see, are pretty big, so you didn't want to carry them too far, so you put them on the nearest pile. These piles are called Cairns. I don't know if I say that right, but I will show it in the video. And they were built during the Younger Bronze Age, and that's about 1000 BC to 500 AD. So between the cairns, they cultivated grain and wheat, and that was then grounded down to flour, because it was an important part or important ingredient in bread and porridge, and that was part of their daily diet. So this is how a cairn looks and how it originated. So now we're at our next stop, and maybe you're guessing, well, cairns again? No, this is the graveyard from many years ago. And so these big stone piles, this one right there, and the huge one right there, is actually a grave. There are 75 of them in this field, to be exact, and the really big one, I guess that one is a pretty big one, and well, of course that one is, it's almost 30 meters, so it's about 100 feet in diameters, and it's almost 3 meters, well, 3 feet high. And these were built during the later Bronze Age and are about 3,500 years old. So the smaller graves back here are significantly younger, and they were built during the later period of the Iron Age and are about, well, 1,000 or more than 1,000 years old. So I've moved a bit closer, and as you can see, some of them are a bit different, and but we don't really know why they look this different, because archaeologists never have investigated these graves, and so nobody really knows why they look different. We can only guess, and the guess is that the graves look different depending on who is buried. If it could be, there could be a difference between a male and female, and another guess is that, well, they built what was trending at the time, you could say. But like I said, nobody knows. No one knows for sure why they look different. So guys, we're at the last stop for today. Our last stop is by this beautiful big oak tree. Big oak trees like this used to stand in the middle or at the edge of a field. Hence why they have such big, well, crowns, you can say, or leaf crowns, and such big branches so close to the ground. So what's interesting about this tree, or a tree like this, is that there are about 100 species connected to this tree, mainly insects, lichens and mushrooms. Some species only live on big oak trees like this because they need the hollow spaces in the trees and, well, the dead debris that can be found in very old trees like this. So oak trees are one of those species that can grow really, really old. And I found a really good quote describing an oak. The oak grows for 300 years, stands still for 300 years, and dies for 300 years. And I thought that was, well, a perfect description of how old an oak can get. So that was it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, even though, well, quality wasn't the best, but hey. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the video, what you've learned, if you learned something new, what you liked, what you disliked, and just give a comment on what I can do better for next time. So yeah, maybe I see you guys in another video, but until then, have a good one.